Hello everyone, I'm just getting my camera up and going here. Sorry for the delay this afternoon. I had my, let's see here, this morning I had my North Pole delivery, the Jolly delivery, Zoom class this morning. And yeah, it was great. We had a lot of fun. And then we just whipped out to Costco to do a little bit of shopping. And of course, it was crazy busy because it's Sunday. We got in and out of there pretty quick, but I was just a little too rushed. I wanted to get a couple of things ready for you before I got started. I am going to do a new sweet for you today. I'm excited about this one. It is Brushed with Beauty, I think is what it is called. Brushed with Beauty Sweet. It is going to be released on the 4th of November. So in a couple days, it's going to be released. And there is 2 bundles within that sweet. Linda's asking me, how was Costco? It was busy, Linda. It was Sunday, right? We got there. I just got in the door at like just after 3, and I just wanted a little bit of time to kind of bring things together and get out the products that I need and clear out also everything I had around me for the class that I taught before I left for Costco. So I think I'm ready. I have got a few different products from the new release that's going to be happening in 2 days, which is exciting. We're also releasing some new kits, which are going to be pretty awesome, some cute ones. So yeah, it's going to be a great day for new stuff coming out in a couple days. So I thought I would give you a sneak peek. I have got the sweet in which I'm going to be using today. And then I do have a couple other things that I'll show you that I also got that are going to be released on Thursday. Okay, not on Thursday. What are we? It would be Tuesday, I guess. On Tuesday. Okay. So welcome everyone. My name is Sue Phillip. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Victoria, BC on the west coast of Canada, and welcome into my crazy craft room today. I still have what's left of my class on the counter behind me, but I'm excited to share with you what I've got for the new stuff, and I hope you guys like it. I'm going to show you the papers. I don't think I'm going to use the specialty papers today because I want to show you a way in which you can step up your crafting just by stamps, ink, paper, and then perhaps some embossing, some vellum. We're going to see how it goes, and you guys are going to take the journey with me as we go through this. I have not actually stamped these stamps yet. I just took them out of the package, so it's going to be fun. We're going to check it all out together, okay? So we're going to head on down to the craft room. Hello there, everybody. Hello, if you're just popping in. Yeah, let me know where you're watching from. We have got Southern New Jersey. Holy smokes, in the house. We got Ohio. We got, I know some ladies on the island here. Yeah, near and far across Canada. It's great. So let's head on down and I will share with you. Now, why is my camera doing funny things? It's not what I see in my thing. Hold on. We are going to close your eyes. Everyone close their eyes. And let's see. I think it's done. There. Let's see if that is better. Much better. Okay. So I have got a blank canvas ready to yeah, have some fun here. So let's see what we're going to do. I'm going to show you the stuff that I have got. Let's start with some beautiful bling. So we have got some Pearls of Beauty. And we have got is the coral. This looks like, does it actually tell me which one it is? No, it doesn't. But it looks like almost like a crumb cake and just a lovely, beautiful pearly white color. So those are, you can see the shine on those. They're almost like a pearl, but they just kind of like have pearl essence on there. It's really pretty. So I love those. The ribbon, I am sure I have got it, but I do not have it here with me. So instead, we are going to use, I think I'm going to use a little bit of this Mossy that came with the Perfectly Pears because it is beautiful and it's got some gold and some shine to it. So I think I'm going to use that with the cards that I'm going to be doing. But I'm going to show you, I'll show you the new packaging too. You probably saw this. Lots of people have been posting about the new packaging. But this suite contains a set of greetings, words of beauty. So I love this because you can use a lot of these greetings just stand alone. Like, you're a great friend. It's your birthday. I appreciate you. I think you're amazing. I love you. You've been on my mind. But you can add the just because. So you could do just because you're a great friend, just because it's your birthday. But I like the fact that you can also use the stamps without the just because some of the ones that we've had, some of the wording doesn't quite make sense unless you have the big words with it. So these you can use with or without, which I do love that. It comes with a set of dies, which I was just madly die cutting. So this is a big mess in here. Like I said, I just opened these up, but you have got, so you can just die cut out the stamped words, or what I'm going to do is you can also use the dies. I have them here and I've got the words in them. See that? I've got the because in white, but you can die cut out the words and then add the actual framing around it. So it's kind of like two-tone. And I like that look. We've had that before, right? Yeah. So there's that one. And then there's one for just as well. And then all of these cutouts are, of course, going to work with all of these greetings, which is nice. So that is the greetings that come with this suite. I'm just going to pop that back in there like that. And then the new packaging is tall and skinny, and everything is nice and flat, which means it frees up room in your craft room on your shelving, and you can just kind of place them into baskets, which is nice. So that is the dies, and then the stamps also come in the exact same packaging. So I had some brilliant suggestions with the new packaging, which I thought were very clever. Someone said that they were planning on putting, and I want to see if it'll fit, the actual words. So that is, or sorry, this is the actual stamps. I didn't show you those. See, there's the stamps. We are going to be using them. But they were going to put, I just want to see if it fits, the stamps in there, and then on the other side put the dies. Okay, like that. So this has the Stampin' Cut embossed dies, and then you've got the actual stamps. And that way you have got some packaging that you can start putting other photopolymer stamps in, or other sets of dies. So I thought that was a clever one, right? So you can definitely do that. And then you've got your dies and your stamps all in one package. So that is a possibility, as you can see. But that's just one of the bundles. Okay. Just wanted to play with the packaging for a minute there and show you the possibility. All right. Hello from Maine. Oh my goodness. Minnesota's here. Ohio. Love it. Okay. And then the other set is, let me get out the packaging on this one, is the Petals of Beauty. So this Words of Beauty and Petals of Beauty. So it's all within the same suite. We have got all of these beautiful stamped images. So again, you have got the stamp set, and then this always says cut and emboss and dies. So you can see the difference between the two, the stamp set and the dies. And then this is the set of dies. So we'll see if I get into cutting any of these today. I'm going to definitely do up a to-go class with this suite of products because they're so beautiful. Do not like the stamps are not stamped, so if you are missing one you will not know. Oh, I see what I mean. Both stamps and dies fit in one packaging. I know what you mean by that, Linda. Linda's saying that she preferred it because before we had, let's see if I've got it, the insert inside the actual stamp case. Let's see if I have one right here. Say like this. Oh no, that's not photopolymer. I know what you mean though. The stamp set, like it has like a version like this inside the case. So therefore you would put the stamps in, right? So you'll just have to make sure that you have your packaging on the outside, so then you can see how many there are and it'll tell you how many are here. But I know what you mean by that, Linda, for sure. Okay, so this is the stamps and the dies. So I'm going to start with the stamps, and I'm going to stamp something beautiful with it. And then what we're going to do is we are going to also get into a little bit of texture. So this is a beautiful, delicate texture that I'm going to use to step up one version. Okay. Then I'm also going to, we got Kate from Virginia. Hello and welcome. I've got some vellum that is also within this suite of products. And I just want to see how thick it is, because we used to have cardstock vellum that was 8.5 by 11. Yes, this is good and thick. I like it. And I hadn't opened it up yet, but this is a really good, thicker weight vellum. So I love that. That's going to be perfect for overlays, and it's going to be perfect if you want to make like a card base or some sort of fun fold with some vellum in it, because it's definitely substantial. Okay, I think it might even be thicker than our cardstock vellum. I think it is. So you get, let's see here. I bought a couple packages of these because I love vellum. 12 sheets and 12 by 12. 12 sheets, 12 by 12. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Some people are taking their stamps. Let's see here. Some people are taking their stamps on the plastic and stamping them all at once to make their own insert. That is a great idea. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, that is a great idea. Sorry, we're learning about this as we go. I love this group for that. So what Gail is talking about is you can stamp, put ink all on here, and then stamp it. Even if you do it on photo paper, then you have a layout in which the stamps can go back on. Like, you'll know the pattern, okay? So that's a great idea too. Look at this. Yeah, love it. Okay, so we have some ideas definitely in the group that you guys can think about for new packaging, okay? I love how we brainstorm together. Okay, but I want to show you this paper, even though I'm not going to be using it, I don't think, for today's card. but I'm going to show you it because it's beautiful. And like I said, I'll do up a full class with all this stuff. But look at how pretty. I love, 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 love this one. And I love the colors. So I am bringing out the Petal Pink. We're bringing out Calypso Coral. I brought out Old Olive, Mossy Meadow. And then I love it when they do these kind of like paint washes on the opposite side. We've got this beautiful Delicate Design, which I think could be used for any time of year. I do like that one. And then this one with the white and green. So pretty. The little Notes and Totes. I love making little tiny handbags out of beautiful little design, like floral designs like that. We've got the Darling Duckling and some soft pink. And then in here you can see how they brought in a little bit of Lost Lagoon. So this one here is going to kind of be my inspiration of colors. I've got the Lost Lagoon and I've got the other colors, and we're going to see how we do with today's project. Okay. All right. So I will need the vellum in a little bit, but first let's just photocopy the sheet and put it in the insert. There you go. That's smart too, Christine. You guys are just brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to start with the stamps. And like I said, I have not even used these yet. I usually like to do a little bit of conditioning with my stamps. I am going to take and just use just a white eraser and just gently just go over top of it. And if you have like outline words and that sort of thing, it's not as noticeable when you first stamp if it doesn't come out perfectly. But with more solid images like this, I like to just gently, and I don't go hard on it because I don't want a whole bunch of residue on my stamps of like crumbly white eraser, but I just rub it because from when it's manufactured and stuff, there's just, you know, like a slippery surface on there, and then the ink doesn't cling to it as much. So that has just taken that off of there. Okay, I'm going to stamp it just a few times, and I recommend doing this, especially if it's a solid stamp. Just do it on some scrap paper a couple times, just so you can get the feel of if it's going to stamp perfectly with or without some sort of rubber mat in behind it. Okay, so I'm going to try it out, but I do have a silicone mat that I have on the side ready to go if we need it. Okay, so let's see here. All right, let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to, like I said, I'm winging it today. I'm going to do, I think, some light and dark, but I might do some second generation. I got to think this through. Let's get the images out. And I want to just have a look here. So we've got, it's easier to see it here. So we've got some beautiful little flowers. I almost want to get one more color. I've got the big one. I've got the small one. I think I'm going to use this beautiful branch here just for a little bit of Lost Lagoon. Maybe lighter Lost Lagoon. And then I might do these flowers a little darker. We may have to pull in one more color. We'll see. Okay. I'm going to start though with colors that are, we are going to go dark to light, I think. So let's start with a little bit of greenery. Yeah, let's do that. So I do have, I'm going to do the flowers in blue. The little flowers I'm going to do in blue. It's going to look so good. Okay. I've got it locked in my mind, I think. here we go. So let's grab our branch here. And I'm not going to do too much greenery. I'm going to do more just these kind of delicate little petals here. These ones here. And then I'm going to do all the flowers. Okay. All right. So we're going to start with, let's see, I do have, this is a darker color. This is the mossy. Oh, look at that. That's quite beautiful. Now, with my other colors, is it going to be too dark or do I want to go Old Olive? I want to try the Old Olive because I'm not going to put a secondary color over that. So I might go, I'm just going to smush it. We're going to make a good mess of my scrap paper here. That's what it's for, right? Yeah, I think I'm going to go Old Olive because my ink pads are pretty juicy right now. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so here we go. So I am going to do something called 4 corners. You may have seen me do this before. Often when I get a stamp set, trying to remember ones I've done, Forever Greenery, some of the Christmas sweets that have a lot of sprigs and stuff in them I've done as well. But I want to do 4 corners to get a beautiful image around the outside. And then we will cut it into 4 card bases, but then we're going to step up each one as we go with different elements. Okay. So it's a fun way to, when, you know, you're not quite sure what to do with a new set, this is a fun way to play with the stamp, especially if it is a multi-stamped image. Okay. So I am going to, if you feel like you need to have a little bit of a reference point, you can take your piece of paper and you can do a slight, I'm going to get a pencil mark, a little tiny, I think this little tiny pencil will go in there. Maybe not quite. I need my other, let's see here, mechanical pencil is what I want. There it is. Okay, so you can do like 4 1/4, and you can, I'm just going to make the lead long here. Hopefully it won't break on me. And I'm just doing a light line. Okay, and then 5 1/2. And this isn't going to matter because we are going to cut things down a little bit. And what happens is you end up cutting like the very, very lines out. That's how much ends up being cut out. Okay. So let's go ahead and stamp around the edges. Okay, we're ready now. Okay, so here we go. So I think I'm going to start with some greenery in the corners for sure. Let's see how it stamps. Beautiful. So it stamps beautifully the first time, and we did a little bit of conditioning, right, to our stamp, and that definitely makes a difference. So this is a fun way, like I said, to play with some a set of stamps that has some floral, some flowers, and it's like you're making your own paper, but then you're going to step it up and play with the different pieces that you make. So I'm going to also stamp a little bit this way. And this way. And you just rotate your paper around. You can use the lines as a reference point to kind of play with it. Okay, so can you see? And another reason why I wanted to put the lines is so that you could, they're faint, but you could see where I'm going for my card fronts. Okay, now Also, these are stamping beautifully, nice and solid. One of the things that I do, and you may not notice it, just because it's just in the way I've gotten used to stamping, is that it's like a stamp, pause, and then pull it up. Okay, so you want to, with the photopolymer, you want to stamp it. Because it's a slippery surface, you want to give it a second for it to transfer onto the paper and then pull it up. Okay, definitely makes a difference to have that little pause in there. When I'm doing a class and it's somebody new, I'll often say, okay, down, no wiggles, no jiggles, pause, 1, 2, 3, and then pull the stamp back up. And it makes a difference with the solid ones for sure. Okay, now we're going to go in with, let's go in with the next biggest stamp, which is our big flower. Okay. Well, hello everyone. I get to see some of you ladies twice in one day. I love it. Okay. So I think I'm going to go next darkest. So I'm going to go with the Calypso Coral. And I'm going to close up my old olive so I don't end up with a big mess. Okay. All right. And I'll see how, I remember the last time I inked this one. I don't think it's as juicy, but let's have a look. Oh, still stamping beautifully. Now I want to do a little test. Again, because these are new, we are learning together. If I do a solid with this one, let's just see, lining up wise, I want to see if it's going to be dark enough. Okay, you know what? That's okay. See how it still gives you a light and a dark tone? I am okay with that. Okay? Oh, I love it, Donda. Thank you. Oh, we do have fun, don't we? Okay. So I'm going to go in with this one, like this. Okay. And let's see. I'm just going to rotate around. We're going to start like that. Some of our flowers will end up overlapping for sure. Okay, looking pretty good. Now I'm going to do, go in and maybe turn it just a little bit, like that. So I don't have the full flower, just a little bit of it. Okay. Love the colors. Okay, 1, 2. We got 2 on that one. Let's go here. And then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Let's do a little peek of one here. Okay. Looking pretty good. Okay. Now we're going to go in the next part of it. And now this one, it may take me a little rotating because of course all of the flowers, I went and twirled them all around. So now I have to line them all up. Try and do it as quick as I can. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. I'm kind of going at an angle here, not right above, because I don't want my head to get in the way of the camera. And I don't want to take forever to line them up, but I think they're going to be okay. You guys will get the gist of it. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? Okay, I got one more here. I know that these ones were all kind of turned the same way, these little tiny bits of flowers. And then let's do our big bunch here. So let me just see how this one goes. I think it is like that. Okay. Yes. There we've got it. Okay. This is quite pretty. Now, I may have to bring out a neutral just to do some centers of these flowers, because I think it would look quite pretty with just like a pecan pie or maybe a dark center. Okay, that's beautiful, isn't it so far? Love it. Is it an amaryllis? You know what? That's a very good question, Donna. That is. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure what flower it's supposed to be. Yeah, you guys tell me if you are a flower person. Yeah, I'm not sure, but it's pretty. Okay, so we've done, I'm going to put those ones aside, like way aside, so I don't get ink on them. And then we are going to go with our little, normally, see how there's that little center? I'm going to use that on these here. Okay, I think I am. I think next I will go with the little, you know what? I'm going to go with the next biggest stamp. Even though it's a lighter color, I'm going to go with the next biggest stamp. Just because then I can fill in with the blue, and I can maybe bring in a little more greenery if I need to. So now, if you wanted to, you could get really tricky and you could bring out a mask as well. And you could bring up a mask. I'm going to show you. I'm going to get tricky. Why not, right? This is the easy way. We're still doing ink, paper, and stamps. But let's do, and it's going to end up being this one. Let's do a little mask so I can show you what I mean. And we're going to move this mask around. We'll see if it lasts. I'm going to do it on my little, call these little Post-it notes, mini-me's. Usually has directions on it. It's like a little bossy mini-me, right? Okay, so let's just, we're going to go like this. And then when I stamp my lighter color, we're going to see how this turns out. But I think it's going to be a good idea. I could get masking paper out as well. But I'm going to be moving this around a fair amount. So we'll see how long it will go. And I'm doing a very, very, very quick cut. So masking is when you stamp something first, and then you stamp it on either masking paper, or in this case, I'm using just a piece of Post-it note, hoping that the little bit of stickiness will help me out here. And you lay it just over top. So like this is going to go like that. And then I'm going to stamp. Now I do have Petal Pink here. And I'm going to stamp over top of it. Okay. And we'll see how this goes. Again, have not used this yet. So I'm just going to do a little, oh, that's so pretty. I'm just going to stamp it. And I'm going to bring in here like that. And see how masking it, it puts that flower so that it looks like it is actually being stamped underneath. Okay, and I can switch the way this goes around like that. See that? And that way you're not going over top of the image, which I'm going to do a little bit of both. But I'll start with just masking off this one here. And we'll go like that. Okay. And again, it's a way of stepping up your stamping so that it looks a little bit more dimensional, because it looks like you have layers. So you're creating the look of layers without layering up pieces. Okay, so see how that tucks in behind. I am liking that, so I'm going to go again And I'm going to turn it onto this one here. And we're going to add some more of these beautiful pink. And I think I'm going to add a little more greenery to this for sure. We'll get our other colors in though. We're filling in the sides a little bit more. Okay. Let's see here, this one. And you're going to be surprised when we get to the point where we are cutting these down to card fronts. And then we're going to run we're going to run texture right over it. And you're going to see what that does. One, we're going to lay vellum over it. Okay. Oh, that looks pretty so far. Okay. Then we do have to switch it out. Now I've got the detailed stamp, and I didn't see if this is going to make much of a difference when we stamp over top of it. I hope so. Let's see. It goes like that. Oh yeah, it does. It does. That makes me happy. Okay, so I'm going to start. This little post-it note is, I tell you, it's hanging in there, isn't it? So for this one, I'm going to have to just, again, navigate it around a little bit as I put the second stamp. So this is two-step stamping. So you can see that it does the light and the dark. And then this one is this way. And we'll do like that. I also have another bundle, and it is a pop-up floral one. And it comes with a set of dies that you cut pieces so that you can, oh, that one time it stuck to my sheet, but so that you can make little pop-up floral pieces inside the card. So I will, let's see, I gotta make sure I get this the right way. Let's see, is it this way? Nope. Is it this way? Nope. Is it this one? It's this one, isn't it? No, it's not. It's that one. No, is it this one? Oh, I've got the wrong piece. Oh, I'm putting it on the wrong piece. You're probably telling me. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it has pieces that will pop up like floral arrangements and stuff within the card. And I think that's going to be a fun one to play with too. So I've got a few I'm going to show you in the following weeks to come. And then you will see some grab and go classes with all of these fun things, and some PDF classes too. So therefore, no matter where you live, you will be able to create them. Okay, so this little layer here is holding out quite well. Look at this, we're almost done. I was afraid that it would get too saturated and it wouldn't work, so we're doing okay. I think we're right there. Almost there. And then we got one more. And then I'm just going to stamp the little tiny Lost Lagoon flowers. I'm going to stamp them just right over top because they're kind of a darker color, and I think it'll be fine. There. Okay. All right. So there we have got our layers. That is pretty. Okay. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do the next one, which is our little tiny guys. And we're going to do those in the Lost Lagoon. I think it will be a really pretty addition to this palette. And sometimes if you do coral and green, especially this time of year, It could be hibiscus. You never know, right? But let's see here. Sometimes this time of year, if you are kind of doing green and like a corally red, sometimes people think, oh, it looks more like Christmas, right? Because we're in that Christmas mode. So chucking in, oh yeah, this is going to be pretty. Just a few little tiny, I'm going to do them here. Little tiny blue flowers is going to break that up. Okay, and let's do some right here. And I'm just going to do a little bit of fill-in. Going to bring them here. And I'm going to leave that little bit of white edge. Yep, I'm going to leave a little bit of white edge. I'm going to bring some here. And whoop, let's see where else I want these. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to bring a little bit in here. I'm going to go here. Let's see. And it's a nice little complementary color, isn't it? I do like it. I'm going to bring some in here. Bring a little bit in the green. Green and blue. I like the green and the blue. So we'll bring a little bit in here too. Let's see. I'm making you dizzy now. 1, 2. We got 1, 2. We got a couple there. I'm going to do just a little bit right here. Like that. And I think I'm good with that. Okay. Now I'm going to go in with our little tiny detail. And we will just go over top. So this is just going to just darken up those blue flowers just a little bit and see how it adds the detail. Just like that. Nice thing is they're in 3s, so it's easier to navigate which direction the stamps are going in here. Like that. Like that. So you may think this is a lot of stamping, but once I get these cut, I am ahead of the game because I have got everything made for 4 cards, not just 1. And we are going to do all different greetings. So what I'm really making is almost like a gift set. This is perfect for a gift set. And you will have some different occasions. There we go. That's all of our blue. Now, what do we think? Do we need anything else? Do we need maybe a little bit more greenery? I think I'm going to leave it for now, and I will add to it at this point after we get them cut. So we've got all around the edges. We've got some gaps in here, which I wanted a little bit. And I think this is going to be good. Okay. So next step is going to be the cutting part. So I am going to cut these down to, let's see, do I dare do 5s? I think I am going to do 5s by, yeah, I think I am, because I want to do a little bit of matting as well. So I'm going to go at 5. So I'm cutting in from the ends at 5. Okay, from each end. And see how that is cutting out where I put the little strips. Now you could do 5 1/4 by 4 if you wanted, but I'm going to just bring it in a little bit more because I'm going to just mat it up a little bit more. Okay, now I'm going in again, keeping my corners, and I'm going in, and this is actually a great guideline because it is telling me the areas that I want to cut out. Okay, so you end up cutting a little bit of your detail, but that's okay. You can always, once you, look at how pretty those look. Once you get into making cards like this, you don't even have to do the lines. And then what you've got, if you've got these beautiful little detailed, white with detailed pieces that you can always add to your envelopes, which looks quite pretty. Okay, I do love that leaf. All right, so here is our pieces. Isn't that beautiful? So if we've cut out a chunk of the middle, and I may use those for something in a second, but basically here is, if we were to, hold on, if we were to go like this is our piece of paper, right? We've just created 4 card bases. So now what we're going to do is we're going to decorate them up. We are going to start with something very simple, then we're going to build on it. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple different versions. I need to grab the other set of stamps that has all of the greetings in it. Let me just see. Where are you? There you are. Okay, and I've already done some just because in writing, like of the die cutting. So we know that those are going to come into play in a bit. I'm also going to cut down some of the vellum in a second, and I'm going to overlay it. And you guys are going to be amazed at how beautiful it looks. Okay, so new stamps. Again, let's just give it a little tiny bit, very, very light of a run over, so that these will stamp perfectly the first time. Get off that kind of manufacturing slippery coating on there. And like for this one, okay, I can just decide, do I want to put a just because? And then, let's see. We can just do just because on this one, right? Let's see. We could do a just because. I think that's going to fit on there just like that. Now, you have to remember we're still going to frame these out. We're still going to add some pretty embellishments and possibly some ribbon to some of them. But let's start with a just because. Just because we can. And I'm going to leave the white space up top. One thing I do love about using this corner design is the fact that you end up with a beautiful white space on all the cards. And it teaches you that just because you have white space on a card, you don't have to fill it, right? You don't. I'm going to stack these up so they're out of the way and I don't mess them up. But you don't have to fill it right away, right? You can have that beautiful white space. In fact, sometimes it makes, I'm using the darker green, but it does, oh, love that. But if anything, it makes the flowers stand out more, right? Okay, so I'm going because. Look at that. And then we have got the just. I realized I didn't put the little tiny centers in the middle of my flowers, of these bigger flowers. We'll see if we need them. And then I'm going to offset this just a little bit. Okay, so there is our just because. So I'm going to leave that one like that. And I will frame it up in a minute. Now, I'm going to decide which one I want to do. Let's do a little bit of vellum. Let's do a little vellum, shall we? And I'm going to bring in the vellum, and we're going to go 5, I'm going to go 4.5 by 4.5, 3 3/4 by 4.5 by 3 1/4. Okay. Look at that. So I wanted to make it so that you still got to see some of the dark color as well as the light color. Okay. Now with vellum, you have to be tricky at what you put on it, right? So you want to put on things. Look at this. We've got a because. And I don't even have to put the just because. I can just put the because it's your birthday, right? I could do that. I could just put a little greeting here, and we could put some ribbon as well. But I think I want to put use the just because, or because it's your birthday. I think I'm going to do that, because it's your birthday. So I'm going to take the because part, and I'm going to pop out this one. Again, these are the dies. And I'm going to put that on there. Okay. And we'll do a little two-tone. So little tiny bit of ink. And the reason why I'm using, those that did my class this morning, you know I was running out of glue. I still have not got another glue. Let's see if I've got enough for these cards. Okay. Might be banging about getting the last bits out, because you don't want to waste any glue. So there's our because. Okay. There it is there. Not pretty on there with the flowers in the backdrop. And then I can actually stamp right on the vellum. Now, when you stamp, I'm going to put it because you're a great friend, because it's your birthday. Let's do you're a great friend, because you're a great friend. That's why you're given this card. But the nice thing is you can stamp directly on vellum as long as you set it. So you're going to get lots of little tidbits out of today. Okay. I'm going to get some clear embossing powder. Let's get that. There's my clear and white. Okay. And let's get out the clear. So the nice thing with, you know, doing a layout like this is you can experiment with different ideas that you've got. So I'm going to put my because right there, and then I'm going to put down here, you're a great friend. And I'm going to bring in the Mossy Meadow, which is dark. And I'm going to make sure I know exactly where I want my because to be. It's going to help me seal down this card, right? Because I'm going to hide my adhesives in behind that because. And I'm going to put this right here. You're a great friend. So with vellum, you stamp, you do not wiggle or jiggle, otherwise it's going to smear. Okay. Now, if I were to just touch that, it would cause it to run like it would smear it for sure. So instead I'm going to take some clear embossing powder. Okay. And I'm going to just douse it in clear embossing powder, and I'm going to heat set this. Now, be careful with your vellum with heat setting. You do not want your vellum to curl. I usually have a piece of aluminum foil. Oh, I do. It's right here. I do have it. Okay. Because what that will do is it will make it set quicker, because what you're doing is you're heating it from the bottom up, right? Okay. Oh, helps if I plug it in. Hold on. We don't have power. Okay. I'm heating it up for a second and then going for it. Okay, there it goes. Doesn't take very long, just like that, and it is set. Okay, and it doesn't look, oh, maybe a little bit more right there. It doesn't look too different from a distance, but you'll be able to tell because it turns glossy. See that? You can see the shine to it. And when you put it down, you can see the color. Okay, so it's almost like a stained glass type of look to it, which is quite pretty too. I'm going to add some dimension to the back of my because, like this. And I'm just going to attach that to the vellum. Okay. Just like that. So I'm going to go because, like that. And then what I can do is I can then take and I can put my adhesive right behind that area that I put that down. This is going to tack down my vellum to the card, and it's going to, if I wanted to, I could also, let's just see. If I want ribbon on this one, that looks quite pretty, doesn't it? Yes, let's do the ribbon. Okay, so the ribbon's going to help us tack it down too, but what I'm going to do first is I am going to add a little bit of adhesive in behind where I have my because you don't see that adhesive from the front. So that's the tricky part with vellum, is just being able to hide that adhesive. Okay, so see how pretty that is. Now what I can do, find the end of it here, is I can also put a little piece across the card because that looks quite beautiful too. And we can wrap it. And then I'm going to layer this one up. Okay. So I'm doing like all of the little different card front ideas that you can do with the corners. Okay. So there is a because you're a great friend. So we've got a just because, just stamping. Again, we're going to add our embellishments. We've got a because you're a great friend. The next one I'm going to do is, let's see here. Let's take this one and I am going to actually run this whole thing through the texture. Okay, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to put this in, this is the new texture, and I'm going to run it through. Just like that. So let's run this. Okay. I'm just going to run it through the emboss machine here. Okay. Again, you're going to be amazed with what just the embossing does. Look at how pretty that is, right? So now what I can do is I can just do a simple greeting on there and I can add some ribbon. Remember, we have all of these embellishments to go on here too, but let's do just a beautiful little greeting on there. So let's do it's your birthday. So we've got a just because you're a great friend. I do like this one too. I think you're amazing. Maybe we'll do that one. I think that will fit into this die cut. Yep, it will. So I'm going to do I think you're amazing. And we're going to do a little Versamark, and we're going to do it on white embossing this time. So let's these out here. There we go. I'm going to get my clear Versamark, and I'm going to stamp that I think you're amazing. Now, I have just, like I said, I'm using the stamps. I'm using this set of dies for sure. That's crooked. I did that crooked. Okay. That's okay. I will figure that out in a second. But that is crooked. I'm just putting it out there. And you guys know that will bug me. I might have to trim it or put the greeting something in behind it. Maybe some pretty ribbon or something so we don't notice how crooked it is. I don't have to die cut another one right now. So we're going to go with it. And then I will probably redo it later. I'm going to be honest. Okay. So I think you're amazing. So again, the nice thing is you don't have to use, I'm going to trim it up slightly. Maybe I'll see if this makes a difference. If we just frame it up a little bit. No, I know I hate it when that happens. Exactly. I might add a little, I'm going to have to do something to it. We'll see. It might not be as noticeable when I trim it like that. That's not as bad. As long as, oh, hold on. Hello, everyone. I just realized my phone. Let's give it a little bit of power. Like I said, I ran a full class today on this one. Let me just see. Come on. There we go. That will be up and going in a second. I am sure. There we go. I'll get it up and going in a sec. In the meantime, I will pop the greeting on, and you guys will see it in a second. And I'm going to add a little ribbon, I think, to this one. So let's get out the ribbon. Let me just see here. Come on. Yes, I had a busy day. The class today was a couple hours, so that definitely drained things a little bit. And then I didn't have a full time to recharge my phone, my camera, before we started. So there it goes. It is up and going. Let's see here. There we go. There we have got it. Okay, hold on. There we go. Back in business. Perfect. Okay. You're getting, those that did my morning class, it's like you're getting a bonus class here to to see, which is kind of nice. So I'm going to add the I think you're amazing, and adding the ribbon in a zigzaggy fashion is going to take away from the fact that this is crooked. That's the plan. So let's just add it in a little zigzag. I can't wait to frame these in. I'm going to try framing all of these cards in some different colors. I have some corals. I've got a little bit of old olive. But we might play around with it, just because what it's going to do is it will end up basically drawing out different colors within the actual card too, right? So there. Do we notice it's the word's crooked? If the ribbon is kind of a bit crazy, it's going to take away from the uneven edges of that, right? Did I succeed? I think I did. I hope I did. Let's just trim it. Okay. We'll just go like that. I think we managed to do it. Okay. So we've got some texture, we've got some vellum, we've got some plain. Now, thoughts are maybe we tried some textured vellum. Should we give it a go? I think it's a possibility. Let's texture up our vellum this time. Yeah? Can't even tell. Yay! There we go. Okay. This time we are going to texture our vellum on top of our page, and we're going to see what that looks like. Okay. It's going to make it, oh yeah, it's going to be pretty. It's going to make it so that your stamping around the outside is going to work as a beautiful framework for it rather than a show through. Okay. So let's see. Oh, that's beautiful. So this is, I also wanted to test out the thickness of the vellum because thin vellum would crack, especially with like a detailed piece, a detailed embossing folder like this. But this is thick enough that it can take the actual embossing and it's not cracked. It looks good. So we are going to put that over top. Okay, and see how it does mute and it draws you to the texture, but you still get that beautiful detail around the outside too. Okay, and we're still, I should keep it in order here. Can you still see the original page in which we stamped? Do you still see it a little bit? It's still there, right? Now I'm going to add, let's see here, just a little greeting, I think, down the center. Now I could, what I haven't used yet is the other set of dies. And I could crack those open and we could do a beautiful leaf. So I'm going to use this piece. We've got our beautiful flowers all the way around the edge. But this is the other set of dies. This is the Petals of Beauty dies. And you know what? I'm going to keep it simple. I am going to add a beautiful die in behind our greeting over top of our vellum, which is over top of our beautiful stamping. Okay, so now we're stepping it up with some extra dies. We're going to do some heat embossing on here. We're going to actually do a birthday one. And then we're going to use this, I'm going to just run this in white. Okay, so let's grab a piece and we'll run it. I know I have all of my plates here. There we go. And I just need one more. There it is. Okay, here we go. We're calling this our finale for today. Okay, let's see. Look at how pretty that is. That is beautiful on the white. So I didn't want to do a bright color because then you would take away from the colors that are underneath, right? So I'm going to put this right onto there. So to do that, and then I'm going to pop up the greeting. So let's, we got to be careful with our vellum and our adhesive. So we're going to want to use some sort of tear tape or glue dots to attach our leaf. So I'm going to use just some pieces of tear tape because they're a little bit bigger and more sturdy. Hello there, Tanya the Canadian Stamper. Welcome. Let's see here. I can't wait to get into creating layers of flowers and leaves with the actual dies because they are going to be, I think, beautiful for whether you do scrapbooking. All of these dies would look really pretty on a page, whether you want to do some sort of 3D project or add them on top of the glass of a frame that you've got photos, right? You can do all of that. Okay, so see how that is now down. I'm now going to add the adhesive to the underside too. Because if you try and do liquid glue over vellum, it just gets messy. But I want to be able to tack this down. So this does take a little bit more time, but the result of taking that extra time is that you don't have this messy liquid adhesive that's gone all over the vellum. Now, another trick you could do, which if it was just plain vellum, I would give it a try. I'm just a little bit more nervous with having the imprint on and the design underneath, that the adhesive might catch in some of the grooves, but you can just sponge a light layer of liquid glue over top of your vellum. Just one with the detail, I don't want it to catch places, right? Okay, and then we are going to add our greeting over top. So I'm going to do the It's Your Birthday. Because again, it can stand alone, right? You don't have to have the just because. You can just do just a birthday card. Okay, so let's do Versa and a little bit of white. And then we're going to layer these up and we're going to add our embellishments and we're going to finish these off. Okay, now I didn't use my buddy for this, my little embossing buddy, so I'm hoping I don't have any extra bits and pieces. Nope, we're good. And we're going to quickly heat that one up. Okay, then we've done all of our cutting, we've done all of our stamping. Now it's time to just embellish and add that little extra layering mats, which is going to make different colors of our paper pop. Okay. There's our It's Your Birthday. Whoop. Floating across. Okay. All right. So there we have got that. Now, got my embellishments ready to go. I want to try a little something something. You know how I like to try different things. I have not tried this trick with this ribbon. I've got ribbon tied around my bottom, my leg here. It fell on the floor. It's wrapped around me. If you could see the behind the scenes, you would laugh at the mess I've got going on here. Okay, so I'm going to cut up the middle of this and I'm going to just see if the threads in this ribbon pull out. They might not. I haven't tried it with this one. Oh, look at that. They do. Oh, yes, they do. Okay, let's see if we can get some gold in here too. So, it might be a little too fine, but let's see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to add a real delicate look to this. Okay, we're going to add a little bit of fine thread, and we're going to also see the fringe that this creates on our half ribbon piece. So we're going to loop it just like that. Okay, so we're looping both, and then I'm going to pin it down. lock it down. Okay, so I'm locking it down like that. So see now how you've got that little fine and you've got that extra little bit of gold. Isn't that pretty? And we're just going to let it just be. It's going to be nice and delicate. I'm not going to pull that back off because I am going to add dimension over top. So let's get rid of our ribbon there. I just wanted to use that to pin everything down. Okay. Here we go. 1 and 2. Come on. Oh, is that not gonna, it's not gonna stick on there. That's okay. We'll go on either side. It's a slippery surface, the back of that backing, so it's just not sure it wants to stick. See if I can get that one off, and this one off, and this one off. Okay. And then we're going to put this across our die cut like that, and then we can trim this like this. Okay, look at that. Okay, we're ready for my crust is a total mess at the moment. Okay, you feel me then? Yes, we are the same as crafters. Sometimes it gets out of control. Believe it or not, it was only this morning where it was totally in control. Okay, so I'm gonna start layering up with different colors. Let me know what you think. Okay, let's see here. The layers are 5, so we're gonna go 5. Let me just see. Okay, so this one I'm gonna drop down just a smidgen there. Okay, I like that. This one I'm gonna go right down the center with 1. Okay, let's see, maybe this one like that. And let's bring in some card bases. So I brought in just a little bit of a wider for just our texture, just like that. Okay, so just like a wider outside for that one. So for this one, we're just going to put it down just as it is. Okay, and I'm going to just use my tear tape because I'm out of liquid glue right now. Okay, so that is going to be 1. So that was just our texture. Okay, we'll add our embellishments in a second. This one was just, I might have a little more liquid in here, was just our plain. Ooh, I'm going to pop it up is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop this one up. I'm going to pop it off of the green, but I'm going to put it on coral. So we're going to go like this. Yep, we're going to go down like that. Okay, we're going to go up from the top and we're going to go like that. I'm a multitasker. Look at this. Okay, I wish my fingers could work as quick as ideas that are coming into my head here. That's when the messiness happens in my room. Oh. Okay, just like all these little dimensional backings, I will probably find attached to our Golden Retriever Jim later today as he walks through here later on. Okay, so now we've got a little framework on that one, but just kind of drops down. Okay, this one here, again, we've got the green already, so I think it's quite pretty. That out of there with just the blue. I'm liking the Lost Lagoon because it pulls out those little tiny flowers. Okay, so let's pop this one. And we're going to do that one just on there. And we'll add some embellishments in a second. Okay, so there's the ribbon there. Okay, this one's just going to have a few embellishments. It's so pretty just as it is. And then this one, I think I'm going to go white as a backing. That's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to pull in white, and I'm going to put the little bit of green across it, and it's going to go end to end, but I'm going to do just white. And bringing it up and having that vellum and just a little bit of stamp edge, I think it will look, keep that delicate look, not having a darker color underneath. Let's see. Oh, I like that. That might be my favorite. I don't know. I gotta embellish them first, and then you can put your little vote in and let me know what you think. I mean, I am very happy at all the different versions for this corner. The 4 corners. You gotta give it a try. And then you have to post in the comments. Let me know what you end up doing, okay? Because you can do this with so many different stamp sets. Okay, so there is our 4 corners, okay? And, oh my goodness, we've been going for over an hour here. And they all look different, right? Okay, so now we need to sprinkle some prettiness. So let's see. I'm going to go. Okay. We're going to go. That one's lost its glue dot. Let's see. We are going to go a little 1, a little 2, and a little 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And have that right next to the "You are great." Okay, so there is our vellum with a little bit of shine, and the shine of the vellum, very pretty. Okay, this one here, we're going to add a little bit more color, and we're going to go this direction. We're going to go 1, we're going to go 2, and we're going to go 3, just right here. Okay, and don't be afraid to leave just some white space, right? Okay, don't be afraid to leave the white space because it makes the flowers shine. Okay, now this one up here, it's hard to decide which colors to do the embellishments. I think I'm going to go 1, 2, we're going to put 1 there in the middle of that cross, and then we're going to go 1 up here in the middle of that square. Okay, so just a little 1, 2, 3. This one here, the texture with the vellum, the last one. If you hadn't seen this one though, right? If we didn't do this one, look at how pretty the other ones look, right? So it's just, that's the one thing, is people don't see all the different cards you've made, but I'm going to add white to this one. And I think this delicate ribbon, I think, is what really made this part shine, was just ripping apart that ribbon a little bit. And we'll do 1, 2, and we'll do 1 up here like that. Okay, and overlay that a little bit. Okay. All right. So different color backdrops and different things to each one of the 4 corners. Whew, we made it through. I've got one big mess all around me because, to tell you the truth, I wasn't quite sure. I can pull this out now so we can get a better look. I wasn't quite sure what these were going to turn out like. I just knew that I wanted to start with my 4 corners, and then I wanted to experiment with different things one with each one. Okay, so this was our beginning. There's our 1. Okay, here is our 2 using the because. So remember, there's a just as well as a because. So you can do because, or you can do just because, or you could just put on there, you're a great friend, right? And that one you can still see, just vellum over top, you can still see the colors underneath. They're just lightened up a little bit, okay? And then just texturizing the whole thing just brings a whole different look to it. Okay, and then we have got textured vellum over top of the pattern that we stamped. And you know what? We added a little just white because I didn't want to stick a harsh color underneath there, but it kind of makes our flowers fade away more, and then you have the texture that shows up more, because when you run a texture through vellum through a texture, the actual pattern that you end up embossing turns like a white color, right? It burnishes the vellum and turns it white. So you've got that beautiful white texture throughout it as well. So there you go, everyone. Sorry we were a little bit later. We were about an hour and a half for all those, but you've got a whole idea for making 4 cards. We did 4 cards, remember, instead of just 1. Make 4 cards all at once and play around with different elements that you have in your craft room to make each one unique. Okay? And just like that, it is 5 o'clock with our time change here on the west coast of Canada. You can see my room is starting to get dark, and yeah, the sun is down and it's getting dark already. 5 o'clock. I tell you, the winter is setting in, right? Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. All of these beautiful products will be available on Tuesday. So you'll be able to grab all these things. And I will have my shopping link is always posted on my page. If you happen to do $50 or more in any given month, then I send you out an extra little bonus of a class with me, a fun fold class. So I'd love for you to join me and create along with a fun fold as well. But yeah, there's lots of good stuff. So I didn't even get to the other side of my craft area here with other products that are coming out on Tuesday. So maybe Tuesday night when I do a little toss-up, we'll see. You might even see me again tomorrow because I'm off tomorrow. So you might see me pop on and have some fun with another thing that's going to be released on Tuesday. Okay? All right. I'll keep you posted. Thanks again for joining me, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Okay? Take care, everyone. Bye.